Hello and welcome to Eurosport. My name is Mark Siegel and we are in the French Alps at a place called Le Jet for the 2004 Mountain Bike World Championships. International mountain biking first came here actually back in 1996 when the World Cup circuits first hit the town in the shape of the cross-country riders and the downhill counterparts. Great venue it's been over the years. We've had the cross-country guys here in 96 and 98 and the downhillers 96, 98, 99, 2000 and 2002. But now in 2004 we have the World Championships. First time here at Le Jet, a perfect venue for both the cross-country and the downhillers. And the downhillers we are seeing now. And the man who is the defending champion from 2003, Greg Minnaar, the South African. Now riding for the Team G-Cross Honda, riding a fantastic bike. It has an internal gearbox, a first in mountain biking. And this guy is very, very quick. He won the World Cup back in 2001 and the World Championships last year. He's the defending champion. His qualifying time was 2:59.48. That was 46th fastest, but he was deliberately slow. Often does that, does Greg Minnaar. Deliberately slow. Actually took time out during that qualifying run, stood at the side of the course for about 10 seconds, deliberately to get a lower placing when it came to the final. 108 riders. Greg Minnaar, as I said, defending world champion from 2003 in Lugano. Very, very quick. Supremely talented rider. And a great course here designed by the Frenchman Fabien Barel. Third in last year's World Championships at Lugano behind this man. And Greg Minnaar, he was 15.48 seconds slower than Steve Peat in the qualifying run. Britain Steve Peat, and we're looking at that intermediate time. Minnaar, half a second quicker than Sam Hill, the Australian. Short course here at Le Jet, 2.1 kilometres long. Rained overnight, but dry for this downhill final. He's got to beat that time set by Sam Hill, a time of 2:42.20. Sam Hill actually was the penultimate rider. He was almost last in the qualifying, and that was deliberate, I think. A lot of these riders do that. They like to take the pressure off, go down early and let the other guys try and beat their time. But that time that Greg Minnaar's got to beat, 2:42.20. He's got very quick indeed. I think Minnaar's going to beat it. 2:41.36.840 quicker for Greg Minnaar, the defending champion. Now we go back to the top of the course for the man who helped design this course, Fabien Barel. Third at Lugano last year for the World Championships. Qualifying time similar to Greg Minnaar. Took it relatively slowly, 2:55.03. He was 32nd, but Barel knows this course very well. He was second here in 2002 to Steve Peat, and this is just a glimpse of what these riders have to go through down the downhill course here. 2.1 kilometres long, as I said, and that qualifying time, the fastest qualifying time was set by Britain Steve Peat, the time of 2:44. That has been beaten by Greg Minnaar, his time at 2:41.36. That's the time that Barel has got to beat in this run. Helped design this course famously back in 2002 at the World Championships. One of the starters refused to let Fabien start his final run in the downhill World Championships in 2002 because he said he was late for the run. Fabien was mortified then, determined to come back strong now. We want to see his intermediate time. Barel, the bronze medalist from Lugano last year, supremely talented rider. He's had an up and down season actually. Best of a couple of 7th spots in the World Cup. He's excellent technically and he's strong as well. Very, very strong. A bit like Britain Steve Peat. Good showman. Good technique there. Keeping that speed up on that slight turn there. Letting the bike do the work for him. That time to beat 2:40. Oh, look at that intermediate time, over a second quicker than Greg Minnaar for Fabien Barel. What's it going to be for Barel here in Leger? He's had a second place here back in 2002 behind Steve Peat in the World Cup. Just crashes into that pole there on the side of the course. Really trying to hold his speed on all of the turns there and looking very, very quick. It's a difficult finish to the course here in Leger. Tight technical turns there, trying to keep the speed up. The balance between keeping your speed up and not washing out. That'll be so important. 2:41.36 to beat for Fabien Barel. Is he going to do it? He is going to do it! 2:40.78. Over half a second quicker than Greg Minnaar. Great run from Fabien Barel. So, the three quickest riders so far have all started relatively early in this final. A great run from Fabien Barel, the junior world champion from 1998. He won that title in Mont Saint Anne in Canada. Barel looking excellent here. Very, very good. 10th in the World Cup. Just crashes into one of the marker poles. Keeps his speed up. Riding for the Kona team. And a great run for Barel. The Kona Clark's team. There you have it. Barel, a happy man. He should be. Just getting the nod there from Greg Minnaar. So, we have the third fastest qualifier, Cédric Gracier, another Frenchman. He won the Junior World Championships way back in 1995. He's never won a Senior World Championships. Dearly love to do that here in France. But Gracier, he's third, he's best of third at the Senior World Championships back in 1997. Great rider. Rides on the edge, a bit of a showman. Comes from a downhill skiing background actually. So he knows how to ride fast, does everything. Four-cross dual slalom, downhill. Great personality, very, very good rider. Second in the World Cup last season, looking good at the moment. He was third fastest in qualifying with a time of 2:48. Let's look at this intermediate split here. That time of Barel, 1:56.58. What's Gracier going to be? Over 4 seconds slower than Barel. Now he's really going to have to ride out of his skin on this bottom half of the course to try and beat that time set by Barel. The Kona Clark's Leger rider. Partly sponsored, Barel is, by this hometown of Leger. So it'd be great if he could win here for Leger anyway. Gracier riding for the Siemens Mobile Cannondale team. Been riding for them for a long time, associated with Cannondale. That time set by Barel, 2:40.78. But Gracier is not going to beat that. Too much to do on the bottom part of the course. He did make up a little bit of time, but 8th fastest so far, 3:72 slower than Fabien Barel. But that's a good ride nonetheless for Gracier, but he'd be disappointed. A talented rider. One would have thought that he would have threatened to win this World Championship. Of course, he's been vying against that man Nicolas Voulios for years and years, but Voulios now retired. We're looking at the second fastest qualifier, British rider G. Atherton. What a ride in the semis. Second fastest in qualifying, 2:46.31. He was over 2.3 seconds slower than Britain's Steve Peat. So Britain's first and second in qualifying. What can they do in this final run here? G. Atherton, twice second in the Junior World Championships. This is his first senior outing. He's got to beat that time set by Barel of 2:40.78. Will he be able to do that? Surprising to a few of the commentators in mountain biking that he was the first of the junior boys to come and win a World Cup. Won this season at Schladming in Austria. Looking at that time there, that intermediate split, Atherton a lot slower than Barel. 4.68 now. Like Gracia, he's going to have to make up time on the bottom of half of the course, and I'm not sure whether he will be able to do that. But going back to Atherton's win at Schladming in Austria, it was a bit of a surprise there. Everyone thought that Sam Hill, the twice junior world champion, would be the first to win a World Cup race, but it was this man, G. Atherton. Confirmation of his talent. He beat Britain's Steve Peat for the national title this year in Great Britain. But he'd be more interested in this title, the Senior World Championships. That time of 2:40.78 is not going to be beaten by G. Atherton. Time of 2:45.33. He'll be disappointed, 4.55 slower than Fabien Barel. So, one man to go now. Britain's Steve Peat. We've had one British rider second in qualifying who we thought might threaten the top three. G. Atherton has not done that. Fabien Barel there, the leader. One man to go now. It is Britain's Steve Peat. Fastest in qualifying with a time of 2:44.00. Barel there crossing his fingers. Nice guy. And this is Britain's Steve Peat. Another nice guy. So often he's been close here. 3 times a silver medalist at the Worlds. He's won the World Cup. He won the World Cup in 2002. He's already won it this year with a round to go. He's won 12 World Cup races. He is the best downhiller on consistency basis now that Vullios has gone from the World Cup scene. He was fastest in qualifying here, the big man from Sheffield, a veteran of downhilling. Started out as a cross-country rider and then combined things with downhilling. He's been riding on the World Cup scene since 1994. He's got to beat that split time of 1:56.58. Steve is looking very, very fast indeed. Over a second faster for Britain, Steve Peat. What can he do here? Will he be able to win the holy grail of mountain biking, the Downhill World Championships? Not yet in the Olympics, so this is what he wants to win. Over a second faster and looking very, very good for Britain, Steve Peat here. Can he better those 3 silver medals? The man from Sheffield, riding for Team Orange. Looking very, very smooth indeed. Won 2 World Cup races this season. Oh, washes out there. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, no. Britain's Steve Peat, what has he got to do to win a World Championships? Oh, that is tragic. That is absolutely tragic for Britain's Steve Peat. But not for that man, Fabien Barel, a French winner in Leger. Being congratulated by all of the French team here. They're very, very happy, aren't they? What a win for the Conan Clark's Leger rider. Great riding for Fabien Barel. What a disappointment for Steve Peat, but here's Fabien. But Fabien said it's wonderful. I can't believe I could win. He said I fought very hard training for the competition. He's finally world champion in France. It's unbelievable. I can't believe I won here. It's impossible. Oh, that makes up for 2002. And there you have the Frenchman on the top of the podium. So it's a Frenchman, Fabien Barel first. Greg Minnaar, the South African, in second, with Australia's Sam Hill in third. What a rise for him. Twice junior world champion, and here, bronze. Well done, Fabien.
Check one, right to the sun. Right to the sun.
So we move into the women's downhill competition here in Leger. We're looking at Mio Suemasa, the junior world champion from 2001, the Japanese rider. Strong in qualifying, 7th fastest with a time of 3:24.10. But she was almost 20 seconds slower than Anne-Caroline Chasson, the French woman who was here to defend her world championships. Never not won a world championships, Anne-Caroline Chasson, but in training she crashed and broke her arm and dislocated her shoulder. So for the first time ever, we've had 5 World Cup races here already over the years, and every single one of them was won by Anne-Caroline Chasson. She's won every single senior downhill world championship since 1996, but she's not going to do it here in Leger. So will this woman, Mio Suemasa, the Japanese rider, junior world champion from 2001, beat French woman Céline Gros back in Vale, 4:68 faster at the intermediate split. Suemasa, this petite Japanese rider, never actually cracked the top 5 in a World Cup race. In fact, the best she's ever done is an 8th, and she's done that about 9,000 times. But she wants to beat her qualifying time of 3:24.10. I think she's going to do that. She was looking a lot faster at the intermediate split, Suemasa. As I was saying, she's never really cracked it in the World Cup competition, and yet come to the World Championships, and she was 7th last year in Lugano. She's got to beat that time set by American Kathy Pruitt, 3:16.29. She's going to do that easily by 5.47 seconds, 3:10.82. A lot quicker for Suemasa in the final run here. All of these riders knowing that with the accident of Anne-Caroline Chasson, who is virtually retired but came back for the World Championships this year here in Leger. Did ride a couple of World Cup races early in the season, did Anne-Caroline, but she came back for the World Championships here in France, and everyone expected her to win this title. In fact, in qualifying, she was over 5 seconds faster than anybody else. But as I say, she crashed, dislocated her shoulder and broke her arm. So it's a free-for-all now, and can it be this woman, Céline Gros? Second at the Junior Worlds, as I said, behind the woman who's just set the fastest time, Mio Suemasa. Céline Gros, actually sponsored by a hometown of Morzine, Avoriaz, quite near to here, Leger. Very talented rider. Tiny, actually, but she's won 2 World Cup races. In fact, she won the last World Cup race in Calgary in Canada. In conditions very dissimilar to the here in Leger. Raining, very, very pedally course. Most unlike this, it was short, relatively flat as well, unlike here in Leger. A couple of times she's been 4th at the Junior Worlds, 2nd as well. She medalled, as I said, behind Suemasa, and quicker at the split than Suemasa. Just over a 10th, 1.17 quicker. That time set by Suemasa, 3:10.82. What can Céline Gros do on the bottom part of this course? Will she be quicker? As I said, all of the riders in this women's field know that they've got a huge chance. Not only is Anne-Caroline Chasson not here, but the other 2 favourites, Britain's Tracy Mosley, not here as well. Injured her shoulder in a Maxis Cup race last week, so not able to compete here. And also Sabrina Jounier, one of the other favourites, the French favourite. Everyone thought that she would have won here in Leger, but she's not here to try and win this title. But this woman is Céline Gros. Lost time on the bottom part of the course, 1.2 seconds slower than Suemasa. So that leaves just one woman to go, the woman who is 2nd fastest in qualifying behind Anne-Caroline Chasson, Vanessa Quinn, the Kiwi rider, as Kiwis always do, wearing black. Vanessa was second fastest in qualifying with a time of 3:09.88. But she knows if she can replicate that time here, she will be the winner of the World Championships. First woman to win a Senior World Championships, apart from Anne-Caroline Chasson, since 1995, when the American Lee Donovan won in Germany. Vanessa Quinn, a lot quicker than all the other women, apart from Anne-Caroline Chasson. And what will be that split time for Vanessa Quinn? She's looked good all week in training and in qualifying. The woman who is resident in Great Britain during the season, 2.84 faster for Vanessa Quinn. It looks like, barring an accident, and I better not say that when we think of Britain's Steve Peat in the men's, that Vanessa Quinn might be able to become the first ever Kiwi to win the Senior World Championships. It will go actually with the women's junior, because her compatriot Nikki Hagen won the women's junior. What can it be here for Vanessa Quinn? Second at Fort William in 2002 in the World Cup. That's her best World Cup race. She had a fourth last season. She had a couple of fifths and a third this season. Lying fifth spot in the World Cup. And will she be quicker? I think she is going to be quicker for the Kiwi. For Vanessa Quinn, 3:08.04. Vanessa Quinn wins the Women's Downhill World Championships. What a ride! Excellent riding for Vanessa Quinn. Oh, she's happy about that. I'm not surprised. What a fabulous win for Vanessa Quinn. The first Kiwi Senior World Championships. Here's Céline Gros. Second here, she's saying, I could have won here, but I was always the strongest. I was riding in front of my family and friends and sponsors, and the podium was important. As she says, it was my goal. I'm happy right now. She thought she could have won here, 4 seconds, but hoping next week she can win the World Cup. But there you go, Vanessa Quinn, the Senior World Champion. Great riding. Céline Gros in second, with Mio Suemasa in third. Well, Fabien Barel, the Frenchman, the men's champion. Vanessa Quinn, the Kiwi, the women's champion. We're taking a break. Welcome back to Leger with the first of the women's semi-finals in the 4-cross field. Jill Kiltner, the American, Australian Katrina Miller, Yara Horokova, the Czech rider, with the French rider Le Courgille, the fourth of the quartet. 4-cross racing running at night. We've got about 25 to 30,000 people here for this semi-final. Semi-final number 2. Look for Miller and Kintner. Miller gets a poor start there. Awful start there, really. Horokova looks like she's in the lead at the moment, with Jill Kintner as well. Yana Horokova, should I say, looking good at the moment. Miller, I would have thought, would have been out fastest, but not so. The veteran 4-cross and dual rider trying to come back now, but it looks like Horokova is in the lead at the moment, with Jill Kiltner in second spot, trying to come down this tough course here in Leger under floodlights. Looks like Horokova has got the win, with Jill Kiltner, the former BMX pro, coming through in second spot. Just being phased out there, or phasing out the Frenchwoman Le Courgille, with Horokova going through to the final and Kintner. But rather surprisingly, Katrina Killer Miller not going through. Second in the 4-cross worlds in 2002, 8th last year. One would have thought that she would have gone through to the final with Jill Kintner, but not the case. Kintner third last year at Lugano, behind Anne-Caroline Chasson and Sabrina Jonier, but Kintner there, just going through your picture, going through to the final. We got a Frenchman here, Michael Del Dique. 2 Americans, Eric Carter and Mike King. That's Kingy there, the 1993 downhill world champion. Eric Carter recently had a baby, married man now, veteran of 4-cross and dual, with Lucas Tam, the Czech rider, the last of the quartet. Eric Carter, the king of smooth, probably the most intelligent four-cross rider on the circuit. Very strong. He knows how to ride a good race. And it looks like Del Deek is going through at the moment. Looks like Eric Carter, the long-haired Eric Carter now coming through on the inside there. Good move there. Michael Del Deek, it looks like the Frenchman is in the lead at the moment with Eric Carter just behind him. The Mongoose rider hasn't ridden the whole of the World Cup here, but whoa, getting big air there. Just had to shave off some of the speed there just to not wash out on that berm. Looking good at the moment, coming back at Del Deek now. The French crowd are enjoying this. They want this Frenchman to come through to take the win here. He will go through to the final along with Super Smooth, king of Super Smooth, Eric Carter. Good riding from those two. So Mike King not getting through to the final. Michael Del Deek very happy about that. Great riding from him. Hasn't really been on the scene. He sort of rides the European rounds of the World Cup, does Del Deek, but he's now moved away really from full-time participation, but still got the skills there. What a course here at Leger. Great jumps there, but so important to get a good start. So important. Michael Del Deek there used to ride downhills. He still does actually, but not to the extent. They're not as successful in downhilling as he has been in dual slalom, and of course the format we have now, four cross. So we go through to the women's final. We have got Jana Horakova, surprise finalist, Sari Jorgensen, the Swiss rider, Jill Kintner and Tara Yanis, two Americans. Sari Jorgensen, we haven't seen her on the World Cup scene since 2000. I mean, it's amazing, really. She's come back here at Leger and she's into the final of the four-cross. Tara Yanis, the veteran of four-cross dual and dual slalom. She'll be looking for a medal here. She's medalled before.
Ready.
She's had a couple of years of bad injuries, but watch out for Jana Horakova. She going through right to the front there. She's only actually ridden about 4 international races. We don't really know a great deal about her, and she's a surprise finalist. One would have thought that, problems there. I think that was problems for Yanis, was it? Or Kintner, I'm not too sure. But Jana Horakova has got the lead like she had in that semi-final, and she's looking good at the moment. Kintner coming through in second spot. Tara Yanis trying to get back into that bronze medal position and takes it ahead of Sari Jorgensen. That's no surprise, really. Jorgensen hasn't been on the scene for at least 3 or 4 years now, but it looks like Horakova. Will this be a surprise world champion here in the four-cross? It is indeed for the Czech rider. The former BMX rider comes through for first position with Jill Kintner in the silver medal position and Tara Yanis getting the bronze medal. What a surprise here. Fabulous ride. We don't really know much about this woman. I know she came 13th here, in Lugano last year at the World Championships. But what a surprise. Well, it just goes to show you a lot of these riders, former BMX pros or BMX riders. And Jill Kintner coming through for the silver medal. She got the bronze medal last year at Lugano. So there you have confirmation. Horakova in first, Kintner in second, Yanis in third and Jorgensen in fourth. Good riding from Yanis there. She was last third of the way down the course and then coming through, overtaking Jorgensen on the inside of that turn. But what a great win there for Horakova. Oh, looks surprised and surprised. Look at that. I think all the other riders look surprised as well. So we have Roger Rindenek, the Swiss rider, in the final here in the men's race. Michael Prokop, the man who's already won the four-cross World Cup this year with 1 round to go. Michael Del Deek, great riding from him to get through to the final with extra smooth Eric Carter on the inside line. The Mongoose Hyundai rider, dying to win a World Championships. 34 years old now, Eric Carter. Already won the American National Series in four-cross. These guys so fast out of the gates. And it looks like the three riders. Oh, good move there from Eric Carter. What a fabulous move going through on the inside of that turn there. I said he was an intelligent rider, and it looks like Eric Carter has got the speed now to get down this course. What a fabulous move there. He was last going into that turn, cut through on the inside, and it looks like Del Deek coming through in there. On the corner there, Mikel Del Deek, can he vie for the win here against Eric Carter, the king of smooth? He knows how to ride from the front. He's so intelligent when he rides a race. And it looks like Eric Carter is going to win the Worlds. He's been dying to do this ever since the four-cross and the duel has been a World Championship. And they're being supported by Steve Peat. Excellent riding with Mikel Del Deek coming through for the silver medal. Britain Steve Peat, he's a good friend of Eric Carter. Very, very happy for him. So the 34-year-old from California becomes the men's four-cross world champion. Can't get much better, can it really? Had his first baby this year. That's his wife there. The long-haired Eric Carter gets the win here. Mikel Del Deek gets silver medal. Michael Prokop crashes but gets the bronze with Rinderknecht in fourth. So this is Mikel Del Deek with his son, just saying that tonight I could have won. I almost did it. I made a mistake in the first corner. He was saying, look at that move there by Eric Carter. He was saying this is great having the World Championships here in France. It's great for mountain bike. The public love this. 25 to 30,000 people here attending the final. Great riding here in Le Jay. He said, my friends, my family are here. I'm very, very glad. Nice bloke. Good riding there for Del Deek. So the world champion, Eric Carter. Looks like he's holding back the tears, I think, isn't he? The king of smooth, EC, gets the win with Del Deek in second. Fabulous riding. What a move from Carter. 2 crashes, but a win for Carter. Win for Horakova. We're taking a short break. Join me after that for the women's cross country.